y'all. Oh, this YouTube stuff. We have been just, you know, doing all the things, and it's our busy season, of course, and I apologize, but YouTube gets pushed to the side. Hopefully in the winter we'll get back on a thing, but I'm not going to say we are, because it just never works out if I try to plan something. So anyways, I did want to try to film this little update, try to bring us all back to speed of everything that's happened this summer so far. And I'm going to try to remember everything. So way back when, we had those 3 Beefmasters that were needing to calve. So Reba actually calved first, and her calf was a bull calf. Great. She done great. I think she did deliver a little early because he was a little small, but it done good. So then we had one of like the cream colored Beefmasters that had a calf first. Well, next after Reba, because there's the 2 cream ones, so that's what I meant first. Anyway, so after Reba, then this one. Well, we had went to check cows because Dakota had check cows that morning, no calf. Check cows that evening. She was with the cows, but it was noticeable that she had had a calf, but there was no calf with her. And we were like, what? So, it was like finding a needle in the haystack, but Dakota found the calf. And so we got mama and calf together. She would not take the calf. It wanted to eat Nurse so bad, and she would not let it. I was ill, like it just ticked me off. And then normally in a situation like that, we would have put her in the chute and open up the side and let the calf nurse. But the bees have been terrible this year, absolutely terrible. And there was a nest that we didn't know about, so we couldn't use the chute because they would have eat us up. So we tried like there in the lot, and it just was not working. She was trying to push it away, step on it, everything. So what happened with that outcome is we took the calf, sold it to a lady that has Milk Mamas. I think I've talked about her before. She's wonderful. But she has Milk Mamas, so we sell our calves like that to her, and they get to be on the Milk Mama and have pretty much a normal life. So did that, and then we sold the mom. I'm like, I'm not keeping her. I'm not doing it. She done made me mad. So we got rid of her. And then, so the last Beefmaster to calve, another cream colored one, she had the calf, was fine, took the calf, which is great. The next day, her uterus prolapsed. So we had to call the vet and get him out there, and he put it back in, which if you've never seen that, holy moly. And the needle that they use, oh my goodness. Anyways, but she's a good mom, but we will have to get rid of her once we wean her calf, so it'll be next spring. Excuse me, yawning. So we will have to get rid of her next spring, because the vet said where a Beefmaster is a cross between like 3 breeds. So it's a Brahma, Shorthorn, and Hereford. I always forget the Hereford. So where they have Brahma in them, he said that Brahmas tend to have a larger cervix, which causes them to be more susceptible to prolapse. And he said since she's done it this time, it will be easier for her to do it next time, and it'll probably continue happening. So out of the 3 Beefmasters, next spring, all we'll be keeping is Reba. Thankfully, it's her. And that's even if, I mean, Dakota's like, I don't know. It really just, it was a hard time. And that happened all within like a week and a half span. So it was rough. So there's that part. Let's take an intermission. Okay, so So after we got that, this year has been the year of the vet, we will say. And then, there's probably a few little things that's happened between this. We've been late putting up our hay, but that's what we're doing right now. We're putting up our second and final round of second cutting. But anyways, so another big thing that happened was at the Orange Tractor Farm, we have Ethel Jr. And at our home farm, we had Ethel. Ethel's the one that has really pretty marked up face. I'll try to put a picture to show you. So we had noticed Ethel was kind of walking a little slow and seemed like her hips hurt. And then once we were looking at her further, we noticed that she had this clubbing on her back feet. So we called the vet and was getting him to come out and trim her hooves. Well, in the meantime, when we were checking cows that evening, Ethel Jr. at the Orange Farm just looked like she was not feeling good. Like, she was just not feeling good at all. You could just tell, but there wasn't anything like noticeably wrong. You could just tell she wasn't feeling good. So I told Dakota, I was like, well, since the vet's coming out, let's just go ahead and get her up too, so then the vet can like see what's going on with her. Since he'll be here for Ethel, you know, might as well. So he come and looked at Ethel Jr. Well, we put Ethel through the head gate, which the last time, you know, we had the issue with the cow-calf, there was bee's nest. So Dakota killed that and got that all taken care of. Well, then when we were putting Ethel in the chute for him to give her the shot to like tranquilize her, I was locking down the head gate for Ethel, and there was bees that come. I got 3 bee stings because there was a small nest up under like where the bars come out of the chute. I'll show you anyways. Yeah, and I'll show you a picture. But I got cellulitis in my arm. I had to go to the urgent care and get a very strong dose of antibiotics and steroids. It's just been something. So anyway, so after he gave Ethel her tranquilizer, or letting her, you know, that take effect, so then we were looking at Ethel Jr. and he was telling me, he's like, you're not going to want to hear this, but I think it is a tick-borne illness that's kind of a new thing that's happening. And he says there's no treatment for it. He says there is an antibiotic for it, but we can't get it in the United States. Okay. Dakota's like, I think she's just ate something, you know, that's, you know, bad. But he took blood and everything to send off to the lab. I will save all the details, unless if you want to know the details, comment below and I can go into further depth in this. But so that he come out on a Saturday and she passed away Sunday evening. And he wanted to come because the more research, okay, I'll go into a little bit, but the more research they get on this, like the more they can do about it in the future, because it's not going to go away. But he come back and he cut out her liver, her spleen, part of her intestines, and maybe part of a lung, and sent those to the lab at Virginia Tech. So they went through those, but it did come back, because we wanted to be sure, but it did come back that it was positive for the tick, and it's called an Algerian tick. And there's nothing like you can do. And this is a fun fact I'll give you. Not really fun, but anyways, it's a fact. So the tick, he said, I mean, they've been testing for this in cattle for a very long time. And used to, only about 5% would come back with the tick. But now it's at 25%. So it's only going up. And it's like, I don't know. And like over here, anyways, I don't know. It is all crazy and wild. But so for preventative, so this year, so after that happened, we got our cows up and I bought this stuff. It's called Ultra Boss. It's a pour-on, but it's for ticks and flies and everything. And we put that on them, and man, that works wonderful. But it only lasts for 30 days. Only lasts for 30 days. So I've been working with the vet to try to get a plan. I'm sorry this is so long. I've been working with the vet to try to get a plan for next year to hopefully ensure that this doesn't happen, because insurance, fun fact, even though you have your cows insured, doesn't pay for stuff like that. So next year, because we usually work in the spring, work them, meaning like worm them and do their vaccines and stuff in the spring and in the fall. But now next year we're going to work in the spring, and we're going to do a mid, like late June, early July, and do the Ultra Boss pour on to help with ticks, and then we'll have to do it all again in the fall, which they're dying out in the fall, but still you want to get that insurance on that. But so anyways, so we lost her, and she was 5 months bred. She had a calf, but luckily he was ready to be weaned. So had that. And then, so he trimmed Ethel's hooves, and that went well. And he also, she had like a little fibroid cyst or something in between her knuckles, and he trimmed that out. And I'm like, Ethel is gonna feel like a new woman. Fortunately, that did not happen. And I can talk about it now. The day that it happened, I cried like a baby. But we had to get rid of Ethel. And it was absolutely just devastating for me, because she has been with us since the beginning. Like the beginning of me and Dakota starting our cattle. Like, she was one of our original 4. And like, she's probably the one I've been most attached to ever because of her face. And I love taking pictures of her. I have so many pictures of her. And she didn't pass away. If it was my say, I would have kept her till she lived out her days. But when you are small farmer, and cattle prices are up, and you can get a decent amount of money for, that's what you gotta do sometimes. So we got rid of her. This has been like a week ago, but she just was not getting any better. And like, poor girl, like, you could just tell her hips, I don't know, I don't know what was going on. She was a registered cow, so sometimes like being like hybrid dogs, you know, they have more health issues. I think that's kind of the same with like a registered, and that's been my experience with a registered animal, which the vet said the clubbing of her feet sometimes happens in registered animals, but he said it would grow back every year. Like, you'd have to get that done every year. So, and then Dakota had, before we got rid of Ethel, Dakota called the vet back and was like, you know, she's not getting any better. Like, and he's like, you know, he's really done all that he knows to do. So, and she was getting, bless her heart, she was getting some age on her. So, but she served us very well while she was here. So, that was very long-winded, but there's been a lot that's happened. If you'd like for me to go in more depth on the tick thing or anything, just let me know. Y'all know I like to talk. So, but it's been a hard year, but we've had a lot of blessings too. Our hay, second cutting of hay has been really, really good so far. So that's good, because I know our first cutting Dakota was kind of like, you know. Oh, and I don't think I've done this. We finally got our baler fixed, and it wasn't, you know, we thought it was something in the monitor. No, it was not in the monitor. For some reason, because it was irritating Dakota so bad, but it finally figured it out. It was a crazy design. There's like, where the bale comes up and rests on these, like, they're not wires, I don't know what to call them. Anyways, the arm that swings across to tie the bale, on those things, there was these long bolts on the bottom. I'd have to show you all this, but anyways, I think I might have a video. I'll have to go back and look. But there were these long bolts on the bottom, which is a poor design, and the arm that came over to tie the bale kept getting caught on it. So it was an easy fix, thankfully. All Dakota did was trim the bolts. He might have put different bolts. I think he just trimmed them though. Anyways, just shorten them bad boys, and knock on wood, it's been good ever since, and it ties like a beauty. So anyway, so that's cats was great. We didn't have to worry about that. And our second cousin's doing really good. So it's been tough, but we're surviving so far. I am kind of nervous. I always tell Dakota this, because the good Lord seems to always give us like exactly the amount of hay that we need for our cows. And it worries me that we have had such a good hay crop this year, because I'm like, oh, this probably means a bad winter. Last winter was very mild compared to some of our winters, but I'm afraid this year it's not gonna be good. Only time will tell with that. So we'll see. One more thing, and my phone is so hot. I've just recorded like a 10-minute straight video. But, and I'm probably gonna have such time trying to get this to save after I edit. But anyways, I was gonna say, talking about potentially bad winter, a lady Dakota had pumped a septic for the other day was talking about all the gypsy moths. I call them gypsy moths. I don't know what their technical names are, but it's the moths that are always like in the tree limbs, and they kind of, whatever limb they're in, it pretty much dies. Those moths. They are everywhere. Everywhere. And a lady that he pumped a septic for the other day said the last time she saw the moths in the trees like they are this year was the winter of 1993. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Which Dakota and I were both in utero in 1993. But yeah, she said 1993, the winter of 1993 was the last time, like, you know, that this time before that winter was the last time she saw the moths in the trees like they are this year. I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. So, like I said, time will tell. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this update. I'm sorry it's long-winded. I'm sorry our schedule posting has been way off. I've tried to keep posting some shorts just so y'all can see some stuff in real time, and those shorts are so much easier to do, so much quicker of an update, like an upload. But just stick with us. But all right, that's all I got for now. See ya hopefully soon.